name is D'Lo Jordan, and this is VENUM. Welcome to The Void. This is episode 22. And before I get started, if you check the video description below this video, you will see some interesting links. Links to my everything that I'm involved in, right? So there's a link to my Patreon. You could sign up there for just $4.99. Patreon offers full-length professional wrestling matches, featuring myself. You get an audio version of this program, like a podcast version, where it's kind of neat. You could just put your earbuds in, press play on your phone, and you don't have to keep your phone unlocked. It'll go. It has 15-second forward and backward controls. It's a really nice player. In addition to a whole heap of other content. Also in the video description, links to my social media, my web store, or I offer t-shirts, stickers, whatever. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so. It's the easiest way to support what's going on here if you're so inclined. Click subscribe. Click on the bell to enable notifications. That way you stay up to date whenever a video goes live. All right. So pleasantries out the way. Hell must have frozen over because I watched NXT 2.0, or as I'm dubbing it, NXT 2.0. What a weird, whimsical, outlaw fucking... Wait a minute. Uh-oh, what's going on here? Yeah, what a weird, whimsical, outlaw fucking production they got going on here. NXT 2.0. I don't know where to start. So many colors. It's as if they were having a conversation. Whoever put this fucking shit together, they're having a conversation. What color should the logo be? Yes. Well, I mean, like the color scheme. You want to do red, black, and white, or maybe yellow and purple. We'll be having all the colors, just everything. It looked like somebody rated Sherwin-Williams. So it seemed like the big takeaway from this episode was Johnny Gargano. Now, this is my first time watching this shit, so I'm not sure who Johnny Gargano is. I'm not sure what's going on. There's some uncertainty about whether he's going to go away. I'm not sure what's going on. So that'll be the main event part of this whole episode here. So we will get to that shortly. But from the top, this show started with a video package recap of NXT War Games, which, like, what the fuck? They're taking these partially trained amateurs, these newcomers, and introducing them to a potentially hazardous environment and just go out there and hopefully everything. Like, this is so weird. This should not be happening. This program takes place in what looks like a rented storage unit that they renovated. I could possibly compare it to like a middle school auditorium at best. I don't know. The CWC, the Capitol Wrestling Closet. So I'm watching this, and they're showing highlights from War Games. There was a women's War Games match and a men's War Games match. Because more is more, right? Why can't you just have one so the fucking shit feels special? So they had two can you imagine sitting there and watching two War Games matches? Like, the fuck? the package rolled on. Some fucking guy got his hair shaved. I guess they had a hair versus hair match. Towards the end of the package, Kyle O'Reilly, I'm familiar with him. Kyle O'Reilly thwarted some guy's attempt to attack him. And then Kyle O'Reilly put a beating on the fucking whoever this guy was. I guess were they a tag team and he was trying to turn his back? I don't know what the fuck's going on. So, but anyway, O'Reilly had spidey senses and he saw the guy coming, thwarted it, and fucking beat the shit out of whoever this guy is. O'Reilly then had an interview where he said, "You think I didn't see that turn coming?" Then he challenged for a cage match on tonight's show. You didn't think, or what do you say? You think I didn't see that turn coming? So these guys they're not even proper learning how to do interviews. Who the fuck is that line for? You think I didn't see that turn coming? What does that mean? Who is this language for? So that was weird. Finally in the arena, we get a shot of inside the arena. There's a cage set up. There's announcers talking. There's no identification of the announcers. They're just talking in your ear. Just people talking in your ear. So use your fucking imagination, I guess. Music starts playing. Out comes some fucking guy. The lower third name graphic identified him as Von Wagner. The guy's name is Von Wagner? Are you fucking serious? What kind of name is Von Wagner? Von Wagner. Or is it Wagner? Von Wagner. Sometimes these foreign names, a W is pronounced as a V. I don't know. So Von Wagner, that's easier to say, comes out. But the ring announcer didn't even finish saying his name. She said Von, and by the time she said Von, boom, Kyle O'Reilly jumps him from behind and starts beating the shit out of the guy. So, jump start, but they quickly fought down to the ring and into the cage. And the bell for the opening match rang at 3 minutes and 36 seconds into this program. So that's good. That's good. That's boom. Wrestling program. First match starts 3.5 minutes into the fucking program. Perfect. Unlike Monday Night Raw, where Christ, you might wait 19.5 minutes before a match ever even happens. So far, I'm kind of liking this program. I'm liking what I'm seeing from this program. It's, it's low key, but they seem to be doing some stuff right. I heard what sounded like a distinct voice on commentary. I'm afraid I've got some bad news. So that got my mind racing for a little bit. They were trying to tell this story of Von Wagner's betrayal on Kyle O'Reilly. Meanwhile, the fucking guy, he didn't even get anything on O'Reilly. He went to attack him, got thwarted, and now they're having a cage match. Where's the heat? There's no heat. Kyle O'Reilly he didn't get any sympathy because nothing happened to him. Guy went to attack him. Kyle O'Reilly fucking spider senses, thwarted it, and now they're having a cage match. So I'm not sure where the heat is. This is lacking heat. These guys just proceeded to have a standard wrestling match that just happened to take place inside the confines of a steel cage. O'Reilly was trying hard, but this Von Wagner, or as I've written here, Von Forehead, you could tell he's new at this. Hang on a sec. Let's do some live on-air admin. I would like to direct your attention to the VENUM-tron. Von Forehead! That's why I'm calling him Von Forehead. Look at this. This is Von Wagner. What the fuck? Look at it! it's not so much his forehead as like his eyebrows. They're just like protruding. Like when this fucking guy enters a room, that's the first thing to enter. Like they look like fucking duck bills except for his eyebrows. What the fuck? Here, let's put back on the official VENUM video wall. Bada boom. Let's go ahead and oh, that was smooth. All right, so where am I at? Von Forehead is Kyle O'Reilly's he's trying real hard to make this match a match. Von Forehead, you can tell he's new at this. He's gangly and awkward and just generic looking. Like, what was he even wearing? He looked like fucking Kane. Glenn Jacobs just gave him some leftover shit from the Attitude. Hey, put these fucking tights. They were like black and bright. Like, what low effort fucking gear. But at least it was wrestling gear. Later on, we'd see some people that didn't even fucking make that effort. So they mentioned on commentary the only way to win this match is by pinfall or submission. No escape, which is a proper cage match. Thank you. So I'm kind of liking the way they're doing things. Unlike a fucking wretched, horrendous program like Monday Night Raw, where they have a cage match and people could just climb out the top or, God forbid, walk right through the front fucking door. So they're not doing that on this program. They're having a proper cage match. This just transpired. Von Wagner eventually won with a double underhook, lifting, twisting slam of some description. And post-match, Von Wagner sets Kyle O'Reilly upside down in the corner closest to the cage door. Kyle O'Reilly is facing out, right? Cage door. Kyle O'Reilly is upside down, facing out. And Von Wagner proceeds to slam the fucking door in his face and just beat the shit out of him. They send some referees out to diffuse the situation. And like so far, I'm like, okay, this is watchable. I had such a low opinion of this fucking show, but this is watchable, you know. They had a nice cage match. The rules I liked. Everything was on the up and up. You know, Von Wagner, and he needs to work. He needs a lot of fucking work with his look and the way he is. The way he is, just forehead fuck. So 20 minutes into this program, my suspicions were confirmed. They cut to a shot of the commentary. And there sat Wade Barrett and a guy by the name of Vic Joseph, who I've never heard of. But I've written here, perfect! A two-person booth. A two-person booth. That's fucking perfect. At some point, throughout history, every other wrestling program just decided, oh, we need a 3-person booth. And fucking AEW Friday Night Rampage says, oh no, we need a 4-person booth minimum. What the fuck? Why would you ever need 4 people on commentary? So NXT 2.0 or NXT 2.0 is doing a 2-person booth. Perfect. Beautiful. Next, they showed some fan-recorded footage of shot from the crowd of Johnny Gargano speaking to the people in the building, I guess after the War Games event. So there's more of this. And then they showed a graphic, colors everywhere. Just most colorful thing you've ever seen. They showed a graphic, the text saying Johnny Gargano will address his future tonight. So they're building up that main event segment. There's something big going on with Johnny Gargano. Is he going to be alive tomorrow? We don't know what's going on, so we'll find out later. There was a promo after that. There was a promo in some fucking dark space with Joe Gacy and Harland. Joe Gacy is a bearded, pudgy, basement-dwelling type. I'd be willing to bet that this fucking guy enjoys binge-eating Cheetos. And Harland is a taller, bald, registered sex offender and possibly undiscovered serial killer looking fuck. He's got the word love tattooed on his right hand on his knuckles. Each knuckle had LOVE. That's creepy. So Joe Gacy was doing all the talking. He mentioned that Harland would make his in-ring debut. I guess he hasn't had a match yet. And then he said some other He said some other shit I couldn't follow. He wrapped the whole thing up by saying, "Together we can change the world." Gotta stay tuned to figure out what the fuck's going on here, because I'm completely clueless. I have no idea what's going on. Back in the arena, Scott Steiner came out. Scott Steiner came out, except it wasn't Scott Steiner. He was a younger, seemingly sober and coherent version. Guy looked good. Nice size, nice build. He looks like a little mini fucking powerhouse. There's an obvious pedigree here that I'll probably research later and report back. I don't know. Maybe he's Steiner's child or nephew or grandchild even. I don't know. He's that old, but there's some relationship. I got to figure out what's going on here. So this fucking chip off the Steiner block comes out. They flash the lower third graphic, and I am swearing to God to you, the guy's name is Braun Breaker with 2 Ks. What the fuck? What kind of name is... First you got Von Wagner. Now this guy comes out. His name is Braun Breaker. Who's coming up with these fucking names? Oh, it almost takes you out of it immediately. The guy looks like such a fucking tremendous package. Here, his name is Braun Breaker. Give me a fucking break. So So Braun Breaker, I just want to call him Steiner because it's so fucking obvious. He gets the mic and he starts talking, and it's Scott Steiner. It's, if you close your eyes, you'd be like, "Hey, Scott, is that you?" He sounds exactly like Scott Steiner on the mic. So Braun Breaker is calling out the NXT champion. He says, "Oh, we've had 2 matches. You won 1, I won 1. I'm coming for the championship," or whatever. All of a sudden, he's interrupted by some people. There's 4 people, 3 guys and 1 female. 2 of the guys look like wrestler, and then the third guy was an obvious manager, dressed in a suit, and he was doing all the talking. The female had like a heavy set chain around her neck for reasons. The manager guy kept mentioning Roderick Strong, but Roderick Strong was nowhere in sight. That's another name I'm familiar with, in addition to Kyle O'Reilly. So the manager then challenged. He kept calling Braun Breaker LeBron. Like, that's not an insult. Like, what the fuck? LeBron. Like, thank you. Like, that's a compliment. So eventually the manager challenged Braun Breaker to a match against Roderick Strong for next week. And I'm thinking, just like that? Just like that? It's that easy to just book your own shit? You just make your own matches? We'll have a match next week. So we're kind of shaky here. We're kind of shaky. I wish this promotion had, a logical universe, but so far we've not gone off the rails yet. So Braun Breaker accepts and, pushes past him, gets out the ring, and then more music starts playing. Out comes Briggs and Jensen. two ordinary looking fucks, Briggs and Jensen. Briggs and Jensen sounds like some kind of fucking ambulance chasing fucking barely attorneys. It's like, here are representatives from the law offices of Briggs and Jensen. Just so they start coming out. They go to a break. Back from the break, there's a tag team match getting ready to start. It's the Creed brothers, who were the two guys with the manager and the female. So they're the Creed brothers, and they're going to take on Briggs and Jensen, right? So the Creed brothers are wearing amateur wrestling singlets, knee pads, low-cut shooter boots, or wrestling shoes. So they're fine. Nice, professional-looking young men. The other team, Briggs and Jensen, one guy is wearing blue jeans with cowboy boots that are pulled up over the jeans, no shirt, and his partner, I got a shot of his partner, he's fully fucking clothed. I couldn't make out what all he had. He's fully fucking clothed, like he just walked in off the street dressed just like that and said, okay, I'm ready to wrestle. So what the fuck? Just no attempt at wrestling gear? No attempt at wrestling gear from representatives from the law offices of Briggs and Jensen. So I'm already not liking them because they look outlaw. There was a shot of the commentary. Uh-oh. What happened over here? Not sure why that happened. Hey, it's a live record. So there was a shot of commentary. They mentioned they're being joined on commentary by the grizzled young veterans. Veterans? Well, I don't know. Maybe they were in the military. So the match is about to start. The referee rings the bell. Match is underway. Just as the guys are about to engage, music starts playing. Music starts. The match just started. Ding ding. Bell rings. Music starts playing. And this was the first moment in this program where I fucking got hot. Who the fuck is playing music? The match just started. Who is playing music? Who's being allowed to play music? As it turns out, the music was for the NXT Tag Team Champions, but they didn't come out the entranceway. They were up in some fucking crow's nest. They were just up on some high platform. So this makes this even more illogical. How did the timing of this work out to where the fucking sound engineer is playing music and these guys aren't even in the back? They're fucking somewhere else. This drives me crazy. There's some fucking clown playing music after the match already started, and then these guys weirdly staged in some other place. Like, so fucking kill this dead. Let's not do stuff like that. All right. NXT 2.0. Let's not do shit like that. That's fucking stupid. So, well, so one of the representatives from the law offices of Briggs and Jensen I guess he got distracted by this. He turned his attention to the fucking crow's nest where the NXT Tag Team Champions were. And the member of the Creed brothers jumped in from behind and started putting the boots to him. So that's how the match starts. I'm sitting here looking at this just going, I don't know who any person is individual in this match. I haven't been able to figure. I wasn't able to figure it out throughout this whole match. I don't know who's Briggs and I don't know who's Jensen. I think they said their names were Brutus and Julius Creed. Couldn't tell the Creeds apart. So at one point, the other member of Briggs and Jensen tagged in. And this fucking guy, now I got a good look at what his outfit. This fucking guy is wearing blue jeans, a sleeveless plaid button-up shirt, and a sleeveless fucking denim jacket over the top of that. With fucking cowboy boots, but his jeans were up over the cowboy boots. And he had an elbow pad. He had an elbow pad. So I'm not sure why. He wasn't fucking dressed to wrestle. So this was nonsense. The Creeds were looking good. You could tell they're inexperienced in this whole professional wrestling thing, but their amateur stuff was clean. Nice suplexes, good throws. They have the potential to be something one day. There was this little moment in the match where the Creeds went to tag. They tagged, but the guy on the apron wasn't holding the tag rope. So the referee says, whoa, you got to hold a tag rope. It's not a legal tag. And my fucking brains almost exploded out the back of my head. I couldn't believe it. I said, oh my God, this match has rules? Where the fuck does this happen at? This match has rules? I got excited. But later on, I'd find out why. So eventually, Briggs and Jensen go to make a hot tag. And they do. No, wait a minute. I missed something here. So later on in the match, the grizzled young veterans left the commentary position. And they steal the fucking tag rope from the corner of Briggs and Jensen. So they untie it and steal their tag rope. So eventually Briggs and Jensen go to make a hot tag. They do, but the referee says it's not a legal tag. You're not holding the tag rope. Meanwhile, the guy can't because there's no rope. Then, while all this commotion's going on, the grizzled young veterans they're mocking Briggs and Jensen, dancing on the fucking announce table or wherever they were with the stolen tag rope. Then the guy from Briggs and Jensen with no shirt, blue jeans and cowboy boots, waist locks one of the Creed brothers, runs him into the rope where the other member of Briggs and Jensen is standing. So one member of Briggs and Jensen is in control with a waistlock, runs the Creed brother into his own partner. His partner flies off the apron, takes a bump face first into the announce table, and then the Briggs and Jensen member does an O'Connor roll, rolls him back, and pins the Creed brother 1, 2, 3. So what the fuck? What the actual fuck? What in the flying, divine, sunshine, Florida fuck? Just to recap, the grizzled young veterans interfere to stick it to the law offices of Briggs and Jensen, right? And they just win anyway. And not only do they win, the guy, Briggs and Jensen, knocks his own partner off the apron for no fucking reason. He didn't have to do that. And then rolled the other guy up and just won. So they just won over the Creed brothers, who, if you ask me, the Creed brothers are the team I'd like to see win. They're the more polished, more professional looking fucking team. A team that actually looks like wrestlers. But no, they lose to fucking the blue jeans and cowboy boot express. So needless to say, I hated this. I fucking hated this from the onset, with music playing for the fucking tag team champions to appear up in the crow's nest. To the unnecessary shenanigans oh my God. So this is where I started to get a little sour on this. The wrong team won. So far in this program, this was the worst part. This was the worst thing up to this point in the show. After that, they go backstage for an interview with Von Wagner. It's being conducted by Mackenzie Mitchell. I will say they do they make a nice effort to fly in those lower thirds when somebody appears on screen, right? So, identify these fucking people so people know what's going on. So Von Wagner's back there for an interview. Von Wagner spoke, and he spoke like a blind autistic person trying to read a book out loud. I don't know what the fuck. After that, they promoted a new look for Duke Hudson. I guess he's the guy that got his head shaved at the War Games. So they go to a break. Back from the break, Duke Hudson comes out with just a sloppy, ill-fitting fucking blonde wig, which is tradition in these head shaving businesses. Duke starts talking, and he basically says he didn't get his head shaved bald. He just denied it. He just straight up said that didn't happen. And it's like, I'm not sure what he was talking about. Cameron Grimes interrupts. Cameron Grimes is the guy who had the match with him, the hair versus hair match with him. Cameron Grimes comes out, and he is wearing gray suit slacks with a suit jacket, no shirt, and he has on cowboy boots. What the fuck is with everyone wearing cowboy boots? So fucking Grimes challenged Duke Hudson to another match. He says, since you're whining and bitching, whatever, let's have another match. But this time, since you say I cheated, let's have no rules. Let's do a no holds barred match. Okay, whatever. I'm not sure why they're having another match. This needs some explanation. After that, we cut elsewhere in this fucking storage facility. It looks, oh my God. It looks like a kitchen area. Briggs and Jensen are celebrating their slip on a banana peel win over the Creed brothers. Suddenly, they're joined by... Was that an updated version of Kai and Tai? Fucking some guy looking like Funaki and some guy looking like Taka Michinoku. They just appear out of nowhere. They coming out of nowhere. Two goofy acting Asian guys walk in, and I think they were trying to help, like, kind of celebrate with Briggs and Jensen. They said some stuff, and I couldn't even make out what they said. But then the grizzled young veterans come in. They walk in, and they yell about how Briggs and Jensen, oh, you only won because of us, because of what we did. Meanwhile, they were trying to sabotage him. Suddenly, two broads, two dames, two females just walk through the shot. The chick in front says, a win's a win. And the chick in the rear says, What's she say? 2 extra concert tickets. Who wants to go? And then they just walk out of shot. Briggs and Jensen say, we'll take those. And they follow the chicks. They exit in the same direction that the two females just walked through. Then fucking Taka Michinoku and Sho Funaki just started fighting with the grizzled young veterans for reasons. And then a bunch of referees run in, and the whole commotion kind of moves slightly out of shot, and the camera lingers when suddenly some chick rises up from behind the kitchen counter. She had a large pillow, a sleeping mask that was like pulled up on her forehead. She was wearing pajamas and holding a mug of some description. The commotion is still going on, mind you, slightly off camera, like you could hear the audio of it. This chick just makes like a weird face, takes a sip from her mug, Then she just descends out of shot. She just falls back below the kitchen counter. I'm thinking, is that woman a recently released wrestler who's now just squatting in the NXT 2.0 facility? Is that what's going on here? What in the tried, French fried, sanctified titty fuck? What am I watching? Can somebody explain exactly what the fuck just happened? Because I couldn't follow any of this. I've written this down to the best of my ability. I have no fucking clue what this. I'm going to shut the show off. I was just like, they go backstage. Briggs and Jensen are celebrating. And then they just, what the fuck was all that? These guys come in. These chicks walk through shot. People start fighting. Fucking is she a professional slumber party host? What is she? What is any of this? What the fuck was any of this? I started out going, oh, okay, finally a professional wrestling show to watch. This segment completely destroyed NXT 2.0 for me. I never want to see anything like that ever again. What the fuck? Back in the arena, Vic Joseph said in commentary on that last segment, you never know what's going to happen on NXT. Hopefully not that. Hopefully not whatever the fuck that was ever again. So after that, music started playing. Out comes the NXT North American Champion, Carmelo Hayes, and he's accompanied by Trick Williams. And I'm not going to lie, these were two very attractive men. I was as soon as they came out, the fucking production, good music, I was like, what's going on in my shorts? They showed a recap from 3 weeks ago where Hayes and Williams held a guy down, Dexter Loomis, and stomped his hand in a chair. They pulmonized his hand in the chair. So he's been out for the last 3 weeks. So what's happening here is it's going to be a one-on-one match, Carmelo Hayes versus Dexter Loomis. So Loomis is back. He's recovered enough to be cleared to compete from the broken hand, and now he's fixing to have a match. So we go to a commercial break. Back from the commercial break. We were outside. We're shooting outside. The camera's shooting outside. There was a guy standing next to a car identified as Grayson Waller. Grayson Waller. I mean, these fucking names. You got Braun Breakers and Von Wagners and Grayson Wallers. The fuck? Like, what the fuck? Why can't we have some seemingly regular names? So Grayson Waller is leading against a kind of, I guess it was like a Jeep, and he's showing some unidentified female. They didn't give her a lower third. He's showing her something on his phone, and he's trying to pass himself off as a big shot. Oh, we won War Games. Ain't I a star? All this stuff. He then tried to ask her out, but she declined and said she's already hanging out with someone. Grayson Waller asks, who? And she just pointed, him. The camera pans over to reveal Eli Drake standing next to a red Corvette. The female walks over and gets in the Corvette. Then Eli Drake gets in, and they just drove off. Fuck you, Grayson Waller. And they drove off. Left Waller standing there with his fucking dick in his hand, blue balls, and egg on his face. We go back in the arena, and Dexter Loomis is making his entrance. The match gets underway. Dexter Loomis versus Carmelo Hayes. I noticed Trick Williams has on what looked like a head bandage. I'm not sure. You could tell Carmelo Hayes is new at this, but like he doesn't seem to have a whole lot of experience under his belt, but he also seems to be a natural, and he has the potential to be really good with some time. He's got a great look, athletic as fuck. He's not one of the bigger guys. He's not got like crazy size, but this guy has a future, as well as his cohort, Trick Williams. Dexter Loomis is another one of these fucking guys who looks like he just walked in off the street. He's wearing a long sleeve black shirt, gray jeans, and he's got on black leather driving gloves. So he looks like a complete fucking idiot. Throughout the match, Dexter Loomis kept, like, Dexter Loomis is just, he didn't win me over in this match. He's not, I didn't like anything he did. He kept trying and succeeding actually in intimidating Trick Williams by looking at him and like slithering on the mat in Trick Williams' general direction. I was just like, give me a break. Give me a break. No adult person would be scared of this. I don't give a fuck what's like. Dexter Loomis ain't The Undertaker. He ain't fucking Kane or Boogeyman or any of those other characters. He's just some fucking guy with the neatest haircut I've ever seen, slithering on the mat like a fucking clown. And like Trick Williams was overreacting to portray that he was afraid of Dexter Loomis, but I'm not sure why. Carmelo looked good in this match. He's a great prospect for the future. The match ended in a shitty disqualification. Dexter Loomis had Carmelo Hayes in like some kind of head and arm choke, like his one arm head and arm choke, and Trick Williams, like they were close to the rope, and Trick Williams just punched Dexter Loomis to break up the chokehold. And it's like, all right, you know, I'd be more interested in seeing Carmelo Hayes have a nice, athletic, 8-10 minute match with someone else, not fucking Dexter Loomis. Hide him way in the back. After that, we go to a little segment. I glean that this has been like an ongoing thing for a number of weeks with MSK on some kind of journey to find their shaman or some shit. So the shaman is revealed to be Riddle. Remember him? Riddle from Monday Night Raw, one half of the current Raw Tag Team Champions, the fucking guy that never wears shoes, and he comes out in his entrance on a fucking child's razor scooter, and he hops in the ring and CGI birds fly out his ass. That's who is the shaman. Fucking Riddle. There was all kinds of marijuana innuendo and insinuation. They were sitting on just like on the ground around fake candles, talking nonsense, a bunch of nonsense. Just sounded like general stoners, like just dude, bro, just fucking nonsense. In this shot, Riddle still had no shoes on, and his fucking toenails were painted. Also, the white guy in MSK, he had his fingernails painted. Oh, this is disgusting. This is fucking. I'm not sure what this segment was about, but I ain't a fucking fan. Back in the arena, the announcers briefly touched on the previous segment with MSK when suddenly they were interrupted by some chick who identified herself as Mandy Rose. She says she's with two other women. She says the NXT Women's Champions, Gigi Dolan and JC Jane, had some business to handle. I guess they're making their way out to the ring. JC Jane is the former Avery Taylor. I recognize her. I remember her. She wrestled for the WWN, the World Wrestling Network. I do video production for the World Wrestling Network. I vaguely remember producing a few of her promos. So she was the ACW Women's Champion out here in Port Richey, Florida. And I remember when she dropped the belt to Allie Rex, the ACW Women's Championship to Allie Rex. And I remember at the time a few people were saying, "Oh, she's gotten signed," and I didn't know where. So, well, this is where she ended up. So good for her, I suppose. Back from the break, we were in a literal green room. All the fucking walls were green. So there's two women. They were identified as Persia Perota and Indy Hartwell. They flew in lower thirds, so I hope I'm pronouncing those names right. They chatted about getting focused as a tag. We need to refocus as a tag team. Persia said to Indy. She's saying, "Oh, you need to get your head back in the game." Apparently, because Dexter Loomis walks in and Indy does the fucking Scooby-Doo and Shaggy jump in the arms. Indy hops in Dexter Loomis's arms. So apparently Loomis and Indy they're fucking. They're having relations. Then some unidentified, some short fucking guy walks in and says, "Oh, the family's back together." I have no idea what was going on there. They cut back to the ring. And two women were in the ring, just having finished making their entrance. I didn't catch their names. Their entrance theme sounded like generic fucking elevator music. So then that's when Gigi Dolan and JC Jane made their entrance, accompanied by Mandy Rose, collectively known as Toxic Attraction. So I guess they're Toxic Attraction. They're a nice little trio. I guess they're the power stable. They have all the women's championships. They have the NXT Women's Championship and the NXT Tag Team Championships. So they're out there. It's going to be a tag match between the NXT Tag Team Women's Tag Team Champions and two random chicks that they did identify. They just didn't give them a full fucking entrance. So the match was all right. It wasn't anything to write home about. It was just fine. Avery Taylor won the match. JC Jane won the match for her team with a nice looking discus boot. And yeah, post match, Mandy Rose gets on mic and she just starts running her mouth. She's shooting off at the mouth. She says, "Oh, we're the best. I'll take on anyone, yada, yada, yada." Basically calling out the whole women's locker room. Then some tiny chick comes out. Music starts playing. Some tiny chick comes out to interrupt. Lower third identified her as Cora Jade. And her and Mandy Rose go back and forth verbally for a little bit. You know, she's kind of... Cora Jade is walking down the entranceway. And she eventually ends up on the ring apron. And they're jaw-jacking back and forth. Then... So they're going back and forth on mic. And then some lady ran in out of nowhere with a fucking steel chair. Hops in the ring and Toxic Attraction left. And the segment ended. The lady with the steel chair was never... And I have no idea what the fuck was going on. Next, Mackenzie Mitchell was elsewhere in the storage facility interviewing. Lower third identification says Tony D'Angelo. Tony D'Angelo sounded like a generic fucking mafia character. Like straight, they just, hey, watch The Sopranos and mimic that verbatim. Hey, forget about it. You know, he's all talking with the accent. He was interrupted by Andre Chase. They set up a match for next week. Then Tony D'Angelo walked off. Andre Chase was trying to say something, and the camera just cut back to the arena mid-sentence, just cut him off. Hey, shut the fuck up. We don't care what you got to say. And just cut him off mid-sentence, so I don't know what the fuck was going on. Back in the arena, Santos Escobar starts to make his entrance. He's accompanied by two guys and a chick. They're collectively known as Legado del Fantasma. I've written here, this is Hispanic as fuck. He's going to take on Zion Quinn. It's going to be a one-on-one match. They go to a break. Back from the break, we're elsewhere. We're backstage for a chat with Cora Jade and the lady who ran out with the steel chair. She was identified in this segment as Raquel Gonzalez, so we figured out her name. And they just basically have a chat about, how life is treating them or whatever the fuck. I don't know what's going on here or why we weren't back in the arena with Santos Escobar. Suddenly, some redhead chick walks in. Lower third identifies her as Kay Lee Ray. So 3 words, Kay Lee Ray. She hands Cora Jade a green baseball bat and says, "You'll need this more than me," and then walks off and the segment ended. So I don't know what the fuck. Back in the arena, I say back in the arena, but it's more like back in the auditorium, Zion Quinn makes his entrance. He gets in the ring and he does some strange war dance fucking... I don't know. I can't imitate it. So I think he's of some Samoan ancestry. The bell rings and the match gets underway. This Quinn guy, this Zion Quinn, has a great look, good height, decent build. Early goings, it was all Quinn. Zion Quinn just started beating the shit out of Santos Escobar. He's beating him from pillar to post. Santos Escobar is getting nothing. They go to a picture-in-picture commercial break. During that picture-in-picture commercial break, Santos Escobar turned it around on Zion Quinn by throwing him into the steel ring stairs, right? So when they come back from picture-in-picture break, so this was weird. They come back from picture-in-picture break, except they didn't come back to the match. Instead, they came back to some vignette of some Asian guy not speaking English. There were subtitles. I don't know what the fuck was going on here. And then they go from that to the arena, and Johnny Gargano starts making his entrance. And I'm thinking, what the fuck happened to the match I was just watching? I was just watching the match between Zion Quinn and Santos Escobar. Unfortunately, these are some of the pitfalls you run into when you're streaming from some outlaw website online. So I'm not sure what happened to the rest of that match. The site I was using did not show it. I tried multiple versions, couldn't find the match. So I don't know. So Johnny Gargano comes out. He starts to give a speech. It sounded, this was like built up as the main event segment. It sounded like he was getting ready to retire or something. I'm still not sure what was going on. The speech started getting all touchy-feely. They showed people in the crowd crying. I guess this guy really means a lot to these people, this brand, whatever. So Johnny G was talking about his journey up till this point, how, his first tryout, they said, "You're never going to work for NXT." Probably said, "You're too small, you vanilla midget, you piece of shit, get out of here. We don't want to see your face anymore." But he persevered and he made it, right? He talked about change happening and how it was necessary. And he also talked about becoming a father in February. Next thing you know, some dude attacks him from behind with a steel chair. the guy proceeds to beat the shit out of Johnny Gargano. He throws Johnny outside the ring. Then he wraps a chair around Johnny's neck and whips him, slams him onto whips him face first into the steel ring stairs. So smashes Johnny's neck. Then he fucking gets Johnny up, powerbombs him through the announce table. And the show goes off air with the crowd chanting, "Piece of shit. Piece of shit. Piece of shit." So I'm still not sure what the closing segment was about. It seems either Johnny Gargano's he's not going to work there anymore, or his contract is up, and he's considering other options. AEW's out there, or maybe he's getting promoted to the main roster. I'm still not sure what's going on, and I haven't taken the time to find out. So this promotion is weird. Last week I compared it to shooting video of teenagers playing pickup basketball down at the local park and trying to pass it off as the NBA. But it's even worse than that. I can't imagine this model is generating a profit. They're broadcasting from what appears to be a renovated storage facility that maybe seats 200 people. Don't get me wrong, there are some tremendous prospects amongst this locker room, right? Carmelo Hayes and Trick Williams are hotter than a blowtorch inside of an oven on a summer afternoon in Florida. Now, there's still a bunch of goofy nonsense that occurs, but that shit takes place everywhere. All these nationally televised wrestling shows have fucking goofy nonsense that you can't stand, doesn't need to be there, and is a detriment to the show. So I can't mark it down for that. So here's what's going to happen. Moving forward, I'm going to add NXT 2.0 NXT 2.0 review to my output, and we'll see what happens. So I'm going to review NXT 2.0, or 2.0 as I call it, AEW and Friday Night SmackDown. Going forward, we'll do that, and we'll see how this thing shakes out. Don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Click that subscribe button. Click the bell to enable notifications. It's the only way to be notified when a new video goes live. And that way you can get it while it's hot. Consider signing up to my Patreon, patreon.com/DeloJordan. The audio podcast actually goes live way before the YouTube video version. So if you are just craving content and you can't wait, Patreon, that's $4.99 gets you in the door. It's not much. Screw it. That is all I got for this episode. So at this time, I would like to bid you all adieu. Until next time, I'm DeloJordan, and this right here, this is VENUM.